Hi, here we are on a real-world installation of the Apex tap and tank. I've already removed the old tap from this sink, so now we're going to get ready to put the new tap in. First of all, what we need to do is put the pipes screwed in underneath the body of the tap. Now what's good about this type of system is it makes it really easy because they're colour-coded, the holes, so there's no real messing about with it. So if you look at them, we've got inside here, there's a red one, a red mark, a blue mark and a green mark. So you've got the red and the blue pipes, and the green pipe has a little green tag on the end, so you can see that. So all they do is screw up and just do them hand tight, and that's it. Okay, so I've screwed the pipes in now, so I just want to show you to make it easier for yourself. So if you're looking at the tap at the front, you've got the red one at the front for the hot domestic fill, you've got the blue at the back for the cold domestic fill, and then right at the other side at the back, so as you're looking at it like this, the green goes to the back left. And the middle one is already attached, and that's the return of the boiling water. Right, before you put the tap into the sinkhole, what we need to do is put the collar on the bottom, and what we need to do is put the pipes through first. So exactly the same as when we put it through the hole for the sink, the little trick is to always put the biggest pipes through the hole first. So let's do it the right way. So we'll put that one in, the cold, then the hot, then we've got the green, and then we've got the silicone pipe for the boiling, like so. Feed it up and through. There we go. And now we're ready to put the pipes through the hole in the sink. And then exactly the same again. What we'll do is we'll put the cold fill, the hot fill, the green, and then the boiling through. Lift up the pipe like so, making sure that we don't twist anything. There we go. Right, so now it's ready to be clamped underneath. Now the thing with this sink, because it's a metal sink, what we recommend you use is a spreader plate underneath, and then when it's tightened up, it helps stop any wobbling. Right, so we've got the tap secured underneath now, with all the pipes coming through, and we've got the plastic fittings that will push onto the ends of the two threaded bolts underneath the tap. So just with a plastic fitting, it's very easy. It's a push fit, like so, and then it's locked in place. To release it, you push in the little collet there, and then pull out the pipe. If you don't push the collet in, then it's securely lodged in place. So we'll push them both in there, and then we'll push them up underneath the tap now. Okay, so we've got all the pipes connected, and I've got the two blue plastic pipes pushed onto the tap through the push-on connectors onto the brass fittings there. And I'll just show you now how to install the chiller option. So what we've got is the T off the mains here that we can see, which is just up here, which is there. There's the T, and then there's the plastic push fitting T. So what we do with that, we get one of our pieces of pipe that we have here that pushes into the T there. Then this end on the filter, you see there's an arrow, so it pushes onto the in on the filter until it clicks in. The pipe comes out of the filter like so, and then this end out fastens onto our T like so. On the tap itself, you have two blue pipes. The one on the left is for the boiling water, so that pushes like so, and then the other end is for the chiller. So this goes to the chiller, and that's out of the chiller. So we take a long piece of our pipe, which I've got here, and that will go into the chiller box. On this installation, we're putting the chiller box in the cupboard next door, so we'll come back to you in a second. Right, so we've now got the filter and everything installed underneath the sink. So I'll just recap on the pipe work. Coming down from the tap, we have the two blue pipes, and on the mains inlet, on the cold, we've got our T. So we have a white pipe that shoves into the push fit on the T, and it goes on the in on the filter, and the filter is screwed to the back wall of this unit. Then it comes out of the filter and goes into our T, and our T, this one, is the filtered water that goes to the tap that will supply the filtered water to the boiler, and then this one coming out the bottom is what we use to go to the chiller. So it's coming down, it goes through the hole and then comes along. There's the shut-off valve, the isolation valve that I've fitted there, push fit one, and then goes onto the inlet on the chiller, and then outlet from the chiller comes out through this pipe up and to the blue on the tap, and that's it for the chiller. Right, so now we've fitted the hoses into the filtered water. What we need to do now is prime this tank. So we've got the hose with the green tab that fastens onto the blue, which is from the tap supplying the filtered water into the tank, and then we've got the silicone hose fastening onto the barb connector that is just inside the corner of the packaging inside the cardboard box. So that screws onto there with the silicone washer on the inside, push the pipe over the top and then secure with the clip. And now it's time to turn the water on, check for leaks on all the fittings, and then prime the tank with water by running the boiling lever on the tap. There we go, and there's our water. I'll just stop it for a second. Now I've stopped it on purpose because I want to now just check the top of the connections on the tank to make sure that they're dry, and they are, so we've no water coming out. So what I'll do now is I will just hold it running and I will flush about 10 litres or so of water through there just to get rid of any impurities that are inside the tank. So now we have the tank primed with water. We know that's full because we've got water coming out of the spout of the tap. It's now time to switch on and start the heating process. So we'll plug it into a normal 13 amp socket, switch it on, and the display lights up and then goes off with a flashing red light. So we press the red light, and then the bottom button now is what we use to set the temperature. So 75, 85, 90, 95, 98. That's okay now. The flashing lights at the bottom indicate that it's heating, and the white digits on the side indicate the internal water temperature. So it's at 24, and we'll notice that will now start to creep up. It takes about 6 minutes or so from cold for it to get to temperature, and then we'll come back and show you. Just want to say a quick note about a PRV, which is a pressure relief valve. They are an optional extra, but it's a recommended optional extra. But I highly recommend it, and I would suggest that you buy one when you're putting a chiller on the system, because the chiller is plumbed in from the T and it's under pressure all the time. So just as a safety point of view, they work up to 3 bar. I would always recommend fitting a PRV just to protect the internals of this tank. Here's a quick summary video now. All the installation is complete. We've checked over all the fittings to make sure that they're all watertight, they're okay. We've flushed all the water through to clear the filter and clear of any impediments. The tank is now at temperature at 98, and the chiller is now chilling the water as well. So I'll show you how to use the tap now, and then we're done. So on the tap, we've got regular tap on the outside, backwards and forwards, like so. So we've got rate of flow to go out, and hot at the front, oops, and then cold at the back, like so. If we leave the tap upright and then bring it straight down, then we have our filtered water. If you've got the chiller attached, then that's chilled filtered water. And then bring it straight back up, and that's that function done. On this side is the boiling, and we've got a safety lock on it, so you press the button, turn it, keep your hand on it, and then you get the boiling water coming out. If you keep your hand on it, it will keep flowing. If you let go, then the water stops, and that's the safety mechanism. So you can't leave it running on this particular model. Now, here we have our old kettle. That can now go. We don't need that anymore. So we save the space on the worktop, like so. All we've got to do now is put the door back on, and job done, and make a brew.